I feel their presence. In the air, in the walls. It has found us.
Hey kids, so I just saw the film Winchester, the house that spooky ghosts built. It wasn't spooky, which is my main flaw with the film. It just wasn't a very spooky film. The film centers around a man who is sent to give a psychological evaluation of a woman who owns a home which has been under constant construction for decades since her husband died. She's the major shareholder of this company that makes guns, and honestly the setup's not even that bad. It has potential, I reckon, and the actual house itself, which I knew about before I watched the film, it's an interesting place. It's known as one of the most haunted houses in America, and it's a very interesting story behind it. But I think one of the major pitfalls of this movie was the fact that they decided to stray too far into fiction. As I said, it's a genuinely interesting, true story behind the house. The true parts of the story are genuinely interesting. But they do this whole based on a true story thing. Whenever I see based on a true story, these days I'm immediately thinking they're going to have butchered this true story. That's how soon it was after coming back from seeing this movie, by the way. Still eating popcorn. Prices at cinemas for buying food are ridiculous. It's said about before, but it's like puts me down £10. Just get snacks. Should be just criminal. It's criminal is what it is. So the film was lackluster. Mostly relied on what I feel are jump scares, because there was nothing scary in the film. It's not going to prey on my mind. And they introduced some interesting ideas, which they then didn't use for actual scares. They just used them. They barely even used them for the plot. But I do want to introduce my new rating system for films, which goes red star, green star, gold star. Three-tier system, because a 0 to 10 system is not good. Because it just doesn't work. It's not how human psychology works. You'll end up having things which aren't even comparable having similar scores, because that's just, you can't keep track of everything that you've watched or I've watched. But anywho, I give this film a red star. Red star means don't go and watch this film. I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe if you can see it for cheap when it comes out to rent, get it, 99p. Don't go and see this film though. The things that are good in this film do not outweigh the things that weren't good. One of the worst parts was probably the editing. It was just all over the place for a lot of this movie. There were scenes where people were doing things with their hands or with things in their hands, and then it cuts to a completely different person. So you think, oh, it's they were the ones playing with the. I just saw an orb, a light orb. Maybe I'm haunted. Doing things with their hands, and then it cuts to someone completely different. So you think, oh, they were doing that, but then it wasn't them. Just doesn't make any sense. Red star, don't go to see this film. That's it. Nothing more to say about this film. See you next one.
Some people call me the space cowboy. Wild West, desperado, rough rider. No, you don't want nada. There's 6 gunning this, brother running this. Buffalo, no.